just want to let everybody know why I'm doing this video. But first, the World Wrestling Entertainment has entered me into their Wrestling Encyclopedia, the history of professional wrestling of over the last 50 years with the biggest superstars ever. Now, only being the second preliminary wrestler to be put in these books. I'm really honored, and I want to thank the WWE and Vince McMahon for remembering Big Ron. Now, you know, I said I was going to put a match up against Pedro Morales this month, and I have. And unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, we lost Pedro, and he was a great world champion for a couple of years. And I'll tell you something, he was a very generous man inside the ring. And what do I mean by that? Number one is, there's no other wrestler I wrestled more on TV than Pedro Morales. But then when they started booking me as Ron Shaw and the Executioner, in all the big house shows in 1980, Pedro I wrestled many, many times, and he was very generous and always made me look like a main eventer in those matches. And you know, after some of those matches we traveled together, and you know, Pedro always knew where to go to get a bite to eat after the shows. And we always went for barbecue pork sandwiches and a six-pack of beer, and you know something? He always bought mine. That's the kind of guy he was. But, you know, the match that I have on tonight is a very rare match. It's not even on the internet, YouTube. It's from my personal vault. And what's interesting about this match, it's in early 1980, and I'm going to explain it to you. And I was the Executioner in my hometown of Philadelphia. And what was unusual was that this was going to be the first match after intermission. And before intermission was the main event of the night, Hulk Hogan and the Iron Sheik, where they ended up doing an angle. And generally the people are buzzing, and you know, the first match after intermission isn't very interesting to them. But Pedro said to me back in the dressing room, he goes, you know, Ron, he goes, it would be a good thing that, you know, we try and do some stuff outside the ring. I'll try taking your mask off to get the people interested. And I said, you know something, Pedro, I like to use a gimmick and put it under my hood also. And he agreed to that, and we got away with that match. But I've had some great matches with Pedro in other towns. And so I'm going to put this video on. It's up right now. There's a lot of other things I put on this month. So I hope everybody watches it. And let's remember Pedro, one of the great champions of our time.